Oh my goodness, another Silksong boss ranking? What? So yeah, spoils warning. Yeah, that's right, I, Agent Gabe, am making a boss ranking. Totally original concept for Silksong. And I know you'll watch, since you, dear viewer, love Silksong content from all around. For this boss series, I'm going to start off by making a video on ranking the bosses of each act, then at the end, put them all together in one big ranking. However, disclaimer, number one, I didn't fight Chakra, and I'm not ever going to play Steel Soul, personally, so no summoned savior. I also fought some Act 2 bosses in Act 3, so some entries will appear in the Act 3 video rather than the Act 2 video. A good example is the Phantom. I fought them in Act 2, not Act 1. And, like many people, I also didn't fight Morwing. At least not in Act 1, due to me moving the fleas over to Gremor before beating him. So I didn't fight the boss until Act 2. I'll be honest as silk in a field. When I say I suck at games like this, I just probably suck at games in general, to be honest. I use guides, I die a lot, I panic in boss fights, I despise runbacks. But yet, I still loved this game, and I tried my absolute agent-tastic best to beat it. Silksong, as hard and tedious as it can be at times, it is an amazing game, as all you Silky lovers know. So, without further ado, let's get on to the worst boss of Act 1. To pop in a quick dishonorable mention here is the Ant Brute. I don't even know if that's his actual name, but that's what I call him. He's not an actual boss, but oh boy, did he kill me a bunch. If you fight this guy without the dash, good luck. Burrowing underground like a dang mole and smashing me with his giant bone? Who does this guy think he is, eh? Screw this ant. He smashed me. Not in the weird way, you know. He bashed me, also not in the weird way. And he gave me early game sweats. Go back to the anthill, pal. I know you've watched many other rankings before mine, so you know the drill, cadet. She's simple, possibly drab, but she makes for a good first boss fight leading into the game. This mossy mommy didn't make me groan in frustration, and she taught your boy AgentGabe oh my god, I'm so sorry, how to play. You already know the attacks of every boss, don't lie to me, so I'll mention them when I feel like it. You know, she is simple. She dashes at ya, rocks fall on ya. She summons her poor children as distractions. What a great mother she is, huh? That's about it, though. Not much to say. It was fun, taught me how to play more in the beginning, and is a great start for the first boss of Silksong. Fike you! I don't give 3 toenails dipped in cream cheese what anyone else says. This fly almost made me into a damn beast. I don't think there's any actual bad bosses in Silksong. However, I just love getting stuck on, what do you lot say, ads? Yeah, well, I love getting stuck on them, then getting smashed for 2 massive damage by this chunky funky. In theory, he's simple. You know, just ramming at you and slamming at you with fallen debris that spawns enemies. But oh no, he's anything but. You've all heard the stories. You've all suffered and strived through this beast. I have died to this damn boss more times than I'd like to admit. Then I'd cry with a mug of delicious silk cocoa when I see people say, the savage easy fly. Man, I beat that on my first try. Oh, and Lost Lace, easiest boss in the game. Just gotta get good, man. You know, that. I guess a lot of folks struggle with the Lard Beast over here. They are fun, but also hair-pulling. You are much weaker in Act 1. So when I fought him, it was all skill, baby. And let me tell you, I like that. I just gotta get good. Oh, and I didn't fight the second version until Act 2, so that's gonna be the next video. Everyone says that it's much harder, which I understand, but personally, I found the first one to be way more difficult. Bell Beast. I laugh at myself, you know? When I fought Bell Beast at the time, I thought this was a challenging boss. Yeah, laugh it up. I did. But boy, was I in for a rude awakening later on. I love Bell Beast as my travel buddy. I think they are a pretty fun yet simple early game boss. I like the whole aesthetic of the beast using bells as weapons, and I love the area for this too. I love bells! Sorry. Anywho, Bell Beast is fun and simple. I won't bother with discussing attacks a lot since y'all know what they do. Don't lie! Me and the Bell Beast see that Silksong boss ranking history. We see the 5 other boss rankings you've watched before me. Ain't that right, Belly? But yeah, fun boss, cool area, and we all love our fast travel pal. Unlike Tubby Fat Lord Booty back in the lower parts of the rankings, Skull Tyrant is another big beast that deals 2 massive damage. However, unlike Loser Fly, sorry to you Savage Beast Fly fans, I'm just trying to be silly, you know. Skull Tyrant was actually pretty fun. I didn't fight his second form until Act 2, however, unlike with Beast Fly, he's not really different, so I'm putting them together. He's really cool in design, with that big skull on his head, protecting him from pogo attacks, forcing you to get right up in his face like, "What's up?" I just love how aggressive he is, always charging and breaking down falling rocks. You just can hardly afford a second to sit still with that old Scully, and that's cool. However, what also puts him up higher is when he shows up in Bone Bottom. Benches are safety. They are my safe places away from nightmares like bile water, okay? I need my safe space. But no, I'm just minding my own business, then wham! Skull Tyrant shows up. But what makes it special is he shows up in a bench area in the first place. A town, a place you think is a safe zone. Not only that, but he destroys the bench permanently as far as I know. And I think that's just super cool. It makes the world feel more alive. So as simple as Skull Tyrant is, he's super fun. He can also kill Little Pilgrim and start an entire funeral scene apparently. I've only seen this on YouTube, however, it just adds to the charm of the game. Honestly, a super cool boss. Or bosses? I love avoiding their drill attacks. Super fantastic stuff, man. I kept getting hit constantly by the red spirals of super death. Ugh. But these lot, and a boss fought later on, were the only bosses I actually first tried. And for me, that's a big deal. So to me, they were some of the easiest bosses in the whole game. But they are enjoyable. Just a unique gimmick I love. The drill attack at the same time is so cool. I also love their design and the fact that the other survivor, the one that you don't kill, comes back for revenge in a later boss fight. Not much to say, to be honest. Just a fun, easy boss that I overall liked. I guess you could say it was great. Yeah, I'll go to Biowater now. I deserve it. As a character, Lace is pretty endearing, to the point I wish we saw more of her outside of the fights. I think this boss is a great start to Lace's boss fights. Of course, it doesn't compare to the other two, but it's a fun, good start. The Deep Docks arena is very pretty and nice to look at. Her music is all elegant, like as if we were butlers fancying a brawl. And her moves are fast and snappy, but not too overwhelming for this point in the game. It feels like an early on duel with her agility, parrying, and how she laughs at me when I die. Well, how's this for a laugh? But yeah, great fight. It was fun and a swell early game duel, I tell ya. Ah, the Iron Giant Silksong edition. I know, he's easy, but his design is cool. We've heard the tales, but it's only repeated so many times because it simply is true. His attacks may be very telegraphed, but I still think he's a chorus of fun. Now sing along with me, lads. Actually, don't. Hands down up there with my favorite boss designs. I remember seeing him early and I was like, we gotta fight that, please, Team Cherry. And the fact we get to fight a giant four-armed robot on a destroyable floor surrounded by lava, well, it doesn't get much cooler than that, folks. So, as a lot of Act 1 bosses, he's on the simpler side in terms of attacks. But the fourth chorus is a good time. Oh, and as y'all know, the special way to kill him with the rocks, a cool feature for sure. So, good job for the chorus. You landed up high on my list. Yay! At number 4. I didn't do that on purpose. I'm genuine. I did not, I swear. Wanna know what gives me splinters? Her annoying plant pals that take 2 massive damage. Although, I guess they were nerfed. Something was nerfed. I don't think she should have been nerfed. I don't know. I haven't fought this boss when she was nerfed because I'm amazing. Okay, what the hell am I even saying? Anyways, these weed sons of biatches were the reasons I kept dying. Until I looked up everyone's favorite way to win, a guide! The dreaded word! And I saw that you could take him out with 1 hit with the Silk Spear. But why is she number 3? Simple, she was a grand old time. I love how violent she sounds when slamming her claws in the ground. This sister wants to give you a splinter, all right. A splinter of doom. I love how she traps you with vines. Her one attack was really fun to dodge, her arena was cool, and overall, I just had a good time. Also, Sister Splinter has one odd design. But yeah, fighting a boss that seems to just really want you dead was a good time. I hate splinters, but I might make an exception this time around. Coming up at number 2. Oh, Widow, my first true roadblock in Silksong. I really struggled with her. I managed to nail her first phase for the most part, but into Act 2, I'd get a diabolical case of bossitis. Symptoms include gamer sweats, panic, poor decision making, slow reaction time, and despair. This fight is great, but also really challenging. Widow is a must-beat boss to progress the story and save Belhart. Knowing that I had to beat her, and after time and time again, eventually I prevailed. Although, for me, much easier said than done. And you, I hear you, Widow. I beat her in the first 3 times. She was easy. Well, mister, you know what I gotta say to you? Good job, pal. So yeah, Widow loves her bells, and honestly, in the first phase, the only attacks that really got me was her sideway bells. Other than that, I felt confident in her first phase. The second phase kept tricking me though, especially since in her first phase, she does her claw attack starting in midair, but in the second phase, she starts it on the ground, so that kept slipping me up. She just moves so dang fast. 2 diagonal bells, which were my weakness, and bells. Bells. And more bells. bells everywhere. We just need more bells, right? We should have called her the darn bell beast at this rate. With how fast she was and having to avoid her plus the bells, Widow gave me the second hardest time in Act 1. But she was fun, and oh boy was the triumph real. However, there's one boss. Perhaps a last one to judge before we end off this video. That prevails over all the others. Why did I write that in the script? Anyways, here we go. Yeah, no surprise here. The last judge should be the first judge, because she's simply the greatest boss I fought in Act 1. What a riveting opinion. She also terrified me the most. Her introduction is cool, playing the needlein doo-doo-doo-doo with the pilgrims was nice, until the last judge police swoops in and ruins the party. Her first phase isn't that hard. It's simple and fun. But oh boy, her second phase! Oh, my Silksong survivors, you are well aware of the second phase. Fire. Fire and more fire! I bet it's an actual literal challenge and should be a dang achievement to beat this boss without the magma bell. This boss, you really gotta memorize each move, and then remember the fire portion of it as well. And as hard and as aggravated I got fighting the last judge, I can't say I didn't enjoy it while memorizing all her patterns and rising above them. We all know she's the perfect end to Act 1, leading into the Citadel. But yeah, that's it. Great boss, a great game, and I'll see you in the Act 2 video. Agent Gabe, out. Psych! Oh, no, I'm not done. Remember what I said at the start of the video? I personally hate runbacks. Look, I've seen videos, people saying, oh, get good, and it's a big thing to complain about this runback. I get it. Some people love it, and that's totally understandable. I just don't. If you like them or tolerate them, then that's totally awesome sauce. As I said before, I've seen videos of people saying the runback isn't that hard, it's fun, or people are overreacting, and perhaps that's all true. But I'll say it again, I just didn't like it. Especially the first enemy, who I don't have footage of. I'm not going back to that bastard. I can't find the footage of it. You know who I'm talking about. The first stupid conch fly that you have to perfectly run and jump just to narrowly avoid it. And if you don't, good freaking luck, okay? And I sucked at doing it. I only did it like once successfully. You get it. You get it. I just hated the run back. This boss is not only hard, but getting to her itself can be extremely tedious, especially when you're like me and you die over and over. I know, I gotta get good, but I'm the type to love dying and just going right back into the fight. That's just me, you know? And I totally get why others might not like that, but that's how I am as a gamer. It soured the experience for me pretty much. However, Last Judge is still a treat. A fiery, smashing treat of death and eternal judgment, but you get the picture. Anyways, that's actually it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to check out more content on the channel. I aim to do many games in the future, so if you have any recommendations for anything, let me know in the comments, and let me know your Act 1 boss rankings. Goodbye, guys. Agent Gabe out.